Welcome, one and all, to another episode of Tackle and Tacos, a fishing podcast. I don't know why every time I say that, I really put like a hard emphasis on the and tackle and tacos. I don't know why I say it like that. Why do I do that, Nate?
That's a good question. You've always been good at enunciating, so I'll
Yeah.
just give it that.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know what it is. It's weird though. Anyway, so welcome to a new episode. We're really excited. This is an idea we've had for a podcast, or I guess you could say maybe like a series of podcasts, which is a hard word to pluralize, podcast, where we basically go into some of the things, I don't know how to word it, that kind of get taken for granted, maybe you could say, things that you think people know about in the fishing world, but maybe they don't. Like specifics online or rods or reels or whatever. And I just think, I don't know, working at a boat place, I've found out that a lot of people act like they know a lot about boat stuff, and a lot of times they don't. And I don't think it's like a pride thing. Well, maybe the opposite of pride. I think maybe they're just too embarrassed to actually ask questions. And so you'll say something, well, like your tilt range, and they'll be like, yeah. And they're like, yeah, but I think my trim is acting up. And I'm like, well, it's the same thing, just at a different range of moving the motor or, whatever. And so I got to thinking, like, how much does that happen in the real world, REEL, fishing real world? Like, does everybody know what a gear ratio is or what it means for how many inches are pulled in per handle crank, or what we talked to the fellow who we have on tonight, Mr. Trey Harpel of TH Customs, an absolute legend in like the real space. He's just a monster. We'll bring him on in a second. You'll see why real quick. But I think we talked to him about this last time we had him on, a little bit, but like, what's the difference between bearings? Because I remember for the longest time in the real world, it was like, oh, our bearings or our reels have 38 bearings or whatever. And it's like, maybe they're garbage and it feels like you're reeling over sandpaper. Why is that? And I want to talk about reels and what can you do to reels? How do you clean reels? How often should you clean reels? Is all like reel lubrication the same? Is it not? Like, just get into real questions that I think, Trey is very uniquely qualified to answer, and it should be fun. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Yeah. He's helped me out a ton. I know that for sure. So I think, like you're saying, some knowledge. Even myself, I would consider myself an avid angler, and I know my equipment quite well. And he schooled me up on some stuff. Kind of mid season or towards the end of the season. Last year, that was incredible. I didn't realize how simple it was. So yeah.
Yeah, I like that feeling where you talk to somebody who is what I would say an expert in whatever field, but they're also like a cool human, so they don't make you feel like a moron when you're like learning about whatever they're telling you about. And so tonight, I think the episode, I was calling it something like Real Class 101 with Professor Harpel. Just let it rip and let him talk and just kind of learn from him. So I'm excited about that. Nate, let me get a quick follow-up on you, homeboy. A couple episodes back, we both said how New Year's resolutions are kind of stupid, but at the same time, whatever, like if you make one, if you want to change some things, and you made a resolution, and I just said, my kind of generic resolution was to get a little more intentional with the podcast, more social media output, more like YouTube shorts and all that stuff. And then also I just wanted to be a little more healthy, start going to the gym. I'm not looking to be Arnold Schwarzenegger or something crazy, but I would like to take my shirt off for my wife and have her be like, oh boy, not like, oh boy. You know what I'm saying? Like that was my resolution, the different tone. Oh boy. And I'm working on it. I've been going to the gym. I've been going 3 days a week. I've been doing steroids like crazy, right in my tuchus.
Attaboy.
My wiener's getting small. Everything's going really good. None of that last part was true. The workout part is true. I found this weird thing when I go to the gym, and I just think, like, our whole thing at Tackle and Tacos is positivity is worth the effort, and going to the gym will test your ability to be positive. because there are dudes there who are just walking around, looking at everybody, doing all the moves like totally wrong, like where they're doing like a bicep curl and they're going, "Ugh," and they're like rocking their whole body to get into it. And I'm like, there's this one dude who I've affectionately labeled pancake boobs, and every time pancake boobs comes in the gym, he walks because he wears like these skin tight cut off shirts, and he's got flat like pointed out like they're running away from his ribs, man boobs, and he just makes all these noises and he grunts and he's always doing like circuit training. So he's like moving from this machine to that machine to this machine to all over, and he's doing every workout wrong. Everything, like everything he does, he's rocking his whole body. Like he'll do the lat pull down and he'll like lean into it and then he'll lean back with it and then go back. And I'm like, what are you doing? Like you look like you're rowing a ship that's up above you somewhere. Like that's not how you're supposed to do. And anyway, that has nothing to do with anything. How are your resolutions going so far, Nate?
Yeah, so I feel like they're going fairly well, I suppose. I've been working quite hard, I would say, on you know, staying more active on our socials and, you know, trying to help you out with some posts
Yeah,
and
dude.
engagement and stuff. So I think I'm doing
Yeah,
okay there.
yeah.
And then as far as, you know, the main goal was, you know, like you said, to get healthy.
Um,
I wanted to drop some lbs.
yeah,
I am currently 16 pounds down for the month. So
that's what's up, dude. Six.
yeah,
That's
so
legit.
yep. So as of February 1st, I was down, yeah, I guess yesterday,
Yeah.
16 pounds. So yeah, I'm stoked, happy for it.
You
Gotta
feel different at that point? Like,
uh
or not really yet?
no, without a doubt.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
without a doubt. I feel way different
yeah,
already, and like I said, it's only 15 pounds. So
yeah.
moving better, feeling better. Belts not quite as tight on the old gut. So
That's dope.
you know, all the good things for sure.
Yeah, I can't tell like if it's like I was listening to a podcast with one of my favorite snowboarders ever. It's this dude from Iceland. His name is Haldor Helgason. He's just a stud. He's crazy. I mean, he does the craziest, scariest handrails and jumps and he's very like just sendy. Like he doesn't always think it through. He just goes, right? Like he was talking about he has this one flip called the jerk flip. It's like a back flip, but you kind of like tweak it out real weird. And at the X Games, everybody was doing triples, and he had never even tried one. So he tried to do a triple jerk flip and did a 3.5 and like landed on his head. And like
Wow.
out cold for like 5 minutes. And then he said that like his trainer or whoever came and gave him like some medicine. He goes, I don't know. I think it's probably placebo. I'm a big believer in placebo. And I'm like, it's kind of funny, but at the same time, it's kind of true. You know what I mean? Like I've been running every day when I go to the gym and I feel less tired in the middle of the day and like I'm more alert and I'm breathing better. But I don't know if that's placebo. I don't know if it's like real or if I just want it to be real. So I think it's real. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure. I would say absolutely a mixture of both, you know.
Yeah.
One leads to the other, right?
Suppose it's just I'm only like 2.5 weeks into going 3 days a week, and so it's not. I just don't think my lungs are all like all of a sudden. Whoa, I'm just perfect because I've run a little bit, but maybe I don't know. It's better than what I was doing. Sitting around and like just shoveling sticks of butter into my mouth and drinking gravy and things like that. But whatever. So a couple weeks
Yeah.
back, Nate, we had a dude hit us up right after the Nick Trim episode. Which shout out to that guy, Nick Trim. We're pulling
Heck
for you,
yeah.
buddy. Your first elite tournament starts in like a couple days on Gunnersville, and if anybody has been paying attention,
Ice covered.
ice cover Gunnersville, yeah, it's a
There
whole
you go.
world down there. I wonder too, like, does that positively how am I wording this? Is that a good thing for our friends from up here, like Seth Fighter and Pollinix from Idaho, Bob Downey, Easton Fothergill, Pat, Nick Trim? Does that make them better? Austin Felix in this, or does that not? Because I mean, this isn't like a normal thing for Gunnersville, so it's not like those fish are used. You know what I'm saying? Like, how do you think does that spins out or plays out for like the northern anglers?
Yeah, I think that's a two-part deal, honestly. I feel like in terms of fishing,
Mm,
I don't know if there's going to be as much advantage to the anglers, you know, from up north. You know, fishing is fishing. You know, it can be tough on everybody. And some of those guys that are, you know, more seasoned might be more apt to, you know, catching those cold front fish,
Right.
um, I think that's part one, but then part two is, I would say, advantage, yes, to some of those northern anglers because they are seasoned in fishing in the cold, and we know how much of a mental game this is. If you can stay out of your head and stay, mentally warm,
Mhm.
a couple opportunities to catch a few more fish.
Yeah, it's true because there is a whole different thing that comes along with, and I actually was looking at the weather. It's like cold, but there's a high percentage of like humidity. So a lot of times you'll get like ice gunked up on your eyelets and
Yeah.
fingers feel weird. But yeah, like Easton Fothergill, he ain't scared. Pat, they're
Mhm.
I mean, these dudes they're not scared of it. So maybe, and I don't think like the dudes from the South are scared. Like
No. Yeah.
pee in the bed, but like it's different. It's a totally different ball game. So anyway, so good luck, Nick. We're rooting for you, buddy. All the people we've had on the show, all the friends, we're definitely pulling for you down there. I'm excited the season's kicking off, and I'm really excited too that Bass did the thing with like the forward facing sonar and a total coin flip on which derbies are forward facing and which aren't, and that this one's not. I think that's a really good look for them for the first derb of the year to not be forward facing. I think is a good look for Bass, and you can like it or not like it, but I will agree with a lot of old timers that watching a tournament of all forward facing is not super fun. Like that's just not ultra engaging. But anyway, so Nick Trim, one of his sponsors, reached out to us and said, "Hey, can I send you guys some frogs?" And I'm like, "Yeah, dude, I love frogs." So he sends this thing called Old Slumpy. Now let me move this over so I can get just me. I don't mean to get rid of you there, Nate. Hold on. Let me see if I can get you back. There we go. And you might think like, "Oh, cool, a frog." Oh, hold on. This frog is a little different. For one, you may notice it has lipstick and eyelashes, and it has butt cheeks. And when you flip it over, it has boobs.
Turn this like side profile there. That is incredible.
That working?
Yeah, it's a little washed out, but yeah, there.
Let's look at those nipples. Like what? And the what? And then he got another one, like a more classic one with like a regular skirt legs. Same deal. It's got butt cheeks. Kind of see them on there. She got some lips on her, like actual red lips, eyelashes, and then breasts. Because who does?
That's incredible.
Yeah. The funny thing
Who?
is,
What was the company name again?
oh yeah, let's shout them out. So shout out to
Shout out.
the craziest name fishing company ever, Mouth Hug Fishing Company.
Perfect.
Old Slumpy. So yeah, I'm not 100% sure what to do with them, but it looks real cute, and
Yeah,
have
it's
fun with it.
incredible.
Yeah, I mean, it is kind of incredible in an absolutely ridiculous way. But thank you, Mouth Hug Fishing. And I texted him back and I was like, dude, we got the frogs. My whole family was crying, laughing, like it's so funny. He's like, yeah, it's funny. He's like, but also those frogs are soft. He's like, they'll catch them, and they are. They're actually like the plastic's very soft. It kind of feels similar composition like Swamp Lord, maybe like just really squishy. Maybe somewhere between like a Swamp Lord and a Spro bronze-eye frog, but yeah, pretty dang funny. So well, with no more talking about frogs with boobs, let's bring in Professor Trey. Let's talk about some reels really fast. Let's burn through. I'll do the sponsors, you do the socials. We'll go real fast and we'll bring them on. So the sponsors for our show, if you're on YouTube, you can look and see it right now scrolling on the bottom. We are brought to you by our title sponsor, which is Grizzly Coolers. We love those dudes. We love the people. We love their coolers, their drinkware. Speaking of going to the gym, I bring my Tackling Tacos stickered water bottle literally every day at the gym, and I'm not that intelligent, so I've dropped it. I've banged it on the wall, and it looks brand new. Nate has his giant one there. Grizzlycoolers.com, code Whiskey Charlie Bravo WCB will get you 15% off at checkout. That's pretty great. Loophole, makers of incredible optics for over 100 years out on the West Coast. Last week, I think I said Washington. It's not Washington. They're in Oregon. But they just do the coolest stuff. Everything optics from rangefinders to rifle scopes, which I think is kind of their bread and butter. But then also, we are honored to be a part of their performance eyewear team. So their polarized sunglasses, which are absolutely next level. And if you go to their website, leupold.com, loophole.com, they have some really great videos on there on like the specificity of how the design of their glasses works, how the polarization works, the technology. It's really, really good stuff. Giltek, Gilltek, and Hook and Arrow Supply. I'm wearing the hoodie right now. Designed their logo for them. Awesome stuff, handmade by a actual, working class human up in northern Wisconsin. You can go there to the store, the brick and mortar, or hookandarrowsupply.com to get Giltek. Best swim jigs I've ever used in my entire life. The Ned heads, everything he puts out is incredibly well thought through, and yeah, just super good. And then Moldy's Marine, a friend of mine, Jeremy Moldrum, shout out.
Shout out.
A friend, good angler, and a boat absolute technician, magician, whether it is detailing or putting in custom gator step, which is like sea deck, but I think actually a little better. He comes out with these little like markers and puts them all over your boat, and then has custom cut gator step for your boat, and that can be over the carpet like Sonar did on his Phoenix. You can take off the carpet and do it. You can put it on the fenders of your trailer. You can put it on your cooler. They make some awesome stuff, and they can custom put in any logo you want. And they offer about 12 million colors, so you could do a 3-color one where the top layer looks like natural wood, the layer in the middle is red, and the bottom is black. Whatever you want. Really kind of cool options there. You can do like what the dude Ben Milliken's been doing forever, and Oliver Nye from Big Bass Dreams, where you have like the little measuring board up front in the foam. So when you catch a fish, you're on the front deck. You don't have to go to the back deck to bump board it. You just put it right there and measure it, which is actually really smart. Moldy's Marine, MOLDY' Marine. Nate, give us the socials. Let's bring Trey in.
Yeah, social's real simple. Tackle and tacos on all of our socials. I guess what we do: Facebook, Instagram, and then of course YouTube, and then tackleandtacos.com. So check it out. Let's get Trey in here. Come on, I want to talk some reels.
Yeah, let's talk reels. This dude is, like I said, he's an expert on a whole bunch of different levels. He makes products. He has a website. His social following is incredibly strong. There's no reason to talk to anybody else if you want to have a schooling on reels. And so we're excited. To bring in Mr. TH Customs himself, Trey Harpel, to the stage. What's up, man?
What's going on, everybody?
Hey. Yeah.
Hey.
Stoked to have you on again, man.
What's that? Yeah, man, it's great. Appreciate it, guys.
Heck yeah, dude. We're excited. The funny thing, I was just thinking about it when we were kind of doing the intro. The last time we had you on, I was in Madison training to become a prison guard, and I was going through like the academy, and we didn't have mics and everything. Like the audio was wonky. And so if you're willing to come back after that debacle, thank you.
Dude, you guys have done like 150 episodes or something like that?
Yeah, 100. I don't know what, a lot more than I thought we'd ever do.
Yeah, it's a ton, man. That's awesome.
Yeah, thanks, brother. Appreciate you for sure. So before we get too far into it, man, Trey, give us like a quick, 2-minute, 5-minute, whatever you want, bio on who you are, and kind of, maybe why you think we would reach out to you about being on a show about reels.
So I'm the owner of TH Customs, or TH Reel Tuning and Cleaning. I have been doing this for probably 16 years.
Wow.
And then full-time, I've been doing it for about 10. So I used to work for Apple. I did everything with Apple, computers, retail, corporate, everything. And then I quit my job to run my business full-time, which was completely scary and stupid, but it's worth it in the long run. So yeah, full-time, I've been doing this about 10 years or so. And it's been a grind.
What is this? When you say this, get specific. What do you do? I mean, I know what you do, but.
So right now I am full-time and doing reels. So cleaning, upgrading, repairing, tuning. I also custom paint baits, jerk baits, hard baits, top waters, all that kind of stuff. And I also design baits for a couple companies. So I keep myself busy, like really busy.
Dang it, that's so sick, dude.
Yeah.
That is.
Yeah, that's how did you get into customizing, cleaning? What made you go down that route?
I just absolutely love fishing reels.
Yeah.
So there's a website called Tackle Tour, kind of like Tackle and Tacos.
Yeah.
but they are a fishing forum. They've been around for like 20 years,
Mhm.
and the owners are tackle junkies, and they got me pretty much started with the JDM reels in 2008, 2006. And once that happened, I was completely destroyed with trying to trick out reels and find the coolest, neatest, unique stuff that nobody else has
Yeah.
that you can just, go to Tackle Warehouse and buy, or Bass Pro or whatever. So I just fell in love with the really unique, cool tuning reels.
Yeah. Real quick, you want to show us what you just got in the mail today?
This one just came in.
Ooh.
This is
Golly.
the Daiwa Gekabesian PE. This is essentially a BFS reel. It is based off the like Steve CT or Daiwa SS Air, which is another BFS reel. As you can see, the spool on this thing is absolutely tiny, super tiny,
Yeah.
really shallow. Specifically made for braid, but you really don't have to use it for braid. I mean, I don't. I use like 6 or 8 pound fluoro, like Tatsu or something.
Mhm.
But it's an absolutely incredible reel, and I was like, well, let me just pick one up.
Let me just
See,
pick
see
up.
what the tariffs are going to be on this reel.
Yeah.
Right.
Get political for sure.
Yeah.
Nate, what all has Trey done for you?
Yeah, so I hit Trey up a while ago on getting some bearings. I actually still have the box sitting right here on getting some bearings for a couple loose reels that I had. Um, so I was having issues casting, and it was just driving me absolutely insane.
Mhm.
So I put them to the side, took them off rods, like just didn't use them forever, and then hit Trey up, and I was like, "Hey, can I need 2 sets of bearings for these 2 reels, lose pro tournament pros, I think they were, something like that." And he hooked me up, sent me the stuff. I put them in. I noticed a difference, but I wasn't super impressed. It was like it was much better, but still not as good as I thought. And I reached back out to Trey after a little while, and I was like, "Hey, there's got to be something going on here. Like these bearings are incredible. Like if you spin them in your hand, they just go and go and go. Like they're really really slick." And apparently on those lose tournament pros, you have your typical like 1 to 10 brake dial on the side of the reel.
Mhm.
There's also internal brakes like the Shimano's and stuff where you got to kind of click the piece in and click it out.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that. I wasn't smart enough to check that. Trey's like, check this, and that's probably your problem. I immediately did it and was backlashing every 3 casts because my spool was just going so fast. It
That's
was
awesome.
ridiculous. But I got it dialed in, and they are better than new. They're incredible. I got one on a crankbait rod that I throw nonstop, and then I think the other one's on a spinner bait rod, which might be why I threw a spinner bait so much last year.
Because it was just fun using that reel now.
Just incredible, yeah. Like the casting distance that you get out of I mean, it just flies. It's awesome. They are
Yeah.
impressive.
The casting distance, ease of casting, smoothness, consistency, just makes it easier.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You don't have to put more, a ton of force behind that cast. You can just make a roll cast or whatever, and the bait goes flying instead of just heaving it and doing this all day and throwing and throwing and throwing, and then your shoulders hurt and all that kind of stuff. So
and that's exactly how it was for mine. I had like my tension knob was barely on, like it wasn't even putting any tension on the spool. I had no brake on. I'm at 0, and I'm just hucking this thing as hard as I can, and it's going 12 yards or something like that. It was just, especially with a smaller crankbait, it was just worthless. And once it got better when I changed the bearings, and once I got the reel dialed in, like Trey helped me out with, it's incredible. Like he's saying, just a flick of the wrist and it flies. Easy to control once you get it dialed in. It was impressive, very impressive.
Yeah, that's awesome. How did you, Trey? Let me ask you this. So, I mean, maybe this is natural evolution, but you started tinkering with reels. How did you go from customizing reels to having your own stuff to send to people? You know what I mean? Like where did you go from I don't know. I guess how did you become like a supplier? How did you become like a guy who knows about reels? So when Nate calls you or texts you and says, "Hey, this is not working right," and you go, "Oh, you have to do this on that reel, and these are the bearings for that reel." And how do you know what I'm saying? Like, to me, there's a really big gap between like, oh,
Right.
Nate can make a good burger, but he's not opening up a burger store. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
Like you're customizing your reels, but you're also doing it for a dang living. How did you get to that point?
I think I just built up enough. Like when I worked for Apple, I kind of did it on the side. So, and I did that for years, and I built up enough of a clientele and word of mouth of, hey, let's send him reels. He's killing them with the reels. He's making them smooth, clean, all this kind of stuff. He's quick on turnaround, which I'm quick, but like right now it's like 2 weeks, which for a lot of guys it's super quick. But yeah,
Yeah.
so I just started doing that, and then other guys wanted to do their own upgrades. Like he wanted to buy the bearings and install them himself, and I'm totally cool with that. So I just say, hey, I've got the bearings in stock. I'll send them to you. Here you go. And when you've done tens of thousands of reels, you kind of understand and know what what bearing goes in each reel and
Sure.
model and all this kind of stuff. And with like the loose, it's a typical three bearings or it's two bearings depending on the models. Like the newer stuff kind of changed, but yeah, it's a lot of time.
Yeah.
Lots of time.
You have I mean, you just said a number, but do you have like a count? Do you have a ticker going of how many reels you've done to this point? Do you have any idea?
No, I haven't. I mean, I don't know specifically. I have an idea. I'm guessing over 25,000.
Oh my,
Golly.
25,000?
Golly.
Yeah, that's about roughly just because of
Holy.
how many reels I do per year times how many years I've been doing this.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I can tell you this hand right here hurts.
I bet. Yeah, I bet it does.
It's pretty sore.
Yeah. Wow.
Man.
20. That's a
Yeah,
way bigger number than I was anticipating.
yeah, I've done a ton of reels.
Yeah.
It's a lot of reels, and between like November and April is by far my busiest time. I'm talking guys are sending 20 reels a person. So yeah, that's a lot of reels. You only get 5 guys, that's 100 reels.
Yeah. Yeah. That's
And
wild.
so
If you had to ballpark it, what would you say your like yearly return clientele base is? Like how many customers like every single year are sending you their real stock to clean and look over and then send back or whatever?
I would say, wow. I mean, right now I've got a ton of new clients just because of social media.
Yeah.
Nice.
And then
Good
return
problem to
stuff.
have.
Yeah, I mean, social media has exploded. Like when I do a post about a reel or whatever, like I'll post something tomorrow. I usually get a ton of messages, but like returns, I would say 80% of my guys return every year. They know like when to send them in, how long it's going to take, and what it's going to cost them. So yeah, it's pretty
Yeah.
good. It started as like new guys, and then it's just the same guys every year, over. And if they buy a new reel, they'll send it to me, upgrade, clean, do all that kind of stuff.
I was just going to ask you that. I think we talked about that a little bit last time. You do that a lot. Yeah. You get guys who buy a brand new reel before they ever even run it. They send it to you to have you do your magic on it.
Yeah, because a lot of reels like Shimano and Daiwas, they're phenomenal companies, but they typically come dry
Mm,
inside. Um, Lose is not terrible. It's 50-50 on those. But yeah, a lot of guys will just send them, or I'll just order them and be like, hey, I'll just save you the extra time and shipping. I order it, you just pay me. I'll upgrade it and I'll just ship it over to you.
mm. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah,
That
just
Yeah.
quicker.
makes a lot of sense, actually. Yeah. So let's get into it, Nate. Let's have a class. So Professor Trey is here, and we want to ask him the kind of questions that somebody could listen to this podcast and have a good working understanding of reels in general, not just looking at them. But you had a great story. You didn't know about that second set of like braking mechanism on the
On that lose.
so questions that we can ask Nate where Trey will answer, because I don't doubt one teeny iota that he has the answer to everything. I don't doubt it one little bit. And then hopefully people will learn from it. So let's go into the one, like I was talking about earlier. Explain to us, Trey, what a gear ratio is and why it matters for reels.
So I would say 25 years ago, gear ratios were like 3:8 to 1. 4s and then 5s.
Uh-huh.
5s were considered like really super high speed because that's all they had.
Yeah.
So like you see like these old Lus or Daiwas and stuff like that, like high speed, and you're like 5 1 to 1. I'm like,
Yeah.
that's so slow.
Yeah.
Which, nowadays a 5 to 1 is slow for like deep cranking or big swim baits or whatever you want to use it for. And then you have 6, 6 8s, 7s, 8s, 10s. The faster you go, the less power you're gonna have, like cranking power, like wenching power.
Yep.
That's why a lot of guys will still flip with like a 6 or 7.
Mhm.
That's not me. I prefer a 7 or an 8. But yeah, with different gear ratios, there's different inches per turn, and you can get into that. And I just don't know the 24 inches to 26 to 31 to there's so many of them. They all vary. There's no standard on inches per turn,
Yeah. Yeah. For sure.
which is crazy.
So what is the gear ratio? If I picked up a reel and it said 8.1 to 1, what do those numbers mean?
Oh, it's like I don't know the exact term for it, but 8 1 to 1 is gonna be fast. So
Yeah.
that's gonna be like a 35 or 37 inches per turn.
Okay. Yeah.
So it's like what 8 revolutions per
Right.
one turn,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
something like that. So in like a 4 to 1, you're getting 4 revolutions. So
Yeah.
I mean that's what I assume it is. I just never really thought about it.
You're spot on. That's exactly what it is. And I didn't
Yeah,
know the longest time. When I would go to the store, like even when I lived in Texas, first started fishing tournaments, I would, because I had no idea and I felt too stupid to ask, I would find a gear ratio reel that was like just sort of somewhere in the middle. So I had a whole
sure.
fleet of like 6.5 to 1 or something, because I didn't want to ask, hey, what's this 8 to 1? What's this 4.5 to 1? And yeah, when I figured it out later, because you're exactly spot on. Like if you're rocking like a 10 to 1, you're getting 10 spins of the spool for one handle crank, but you don't have
That's
that deep like 4-wheel drive. If you get something,
yeah.
up in a bush somewhere and you need to winch them out of there, that 10-1 is not geared low enough to really give you the leverage like a 6.5 to 1 or whatever.
Yeah, I mean that 10 to 1 is great for picking up line slack,
Yep.
but it is terrible when you get dug into a mat of grass or
Mhm.
you're fighting a 10 pounder or something like that. I mean, it's just harder to crank it
Yeah.
because you're just trying to fight itself. And that's why, 7 to 1 is pretty much the best all around
Yeah.
gear ratio,
Yeah.
you
Something.
know.
Yeah. That's not slow, but you're not just buzzing 100 miles an hour.
Right. A lot of guys will crank with 7 to 1s or chatterbait, spinnerbait, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. That's
Yeah,
awesome.
I want to say that's the majority of what I have are 7 to 1s. I have some 7.5s, maybe a couple of 8s, but I think hands down, like 7 to 1 is like the majority of what I have.
Yeah.
Yeah. And to kick it like so this reel right here is an 8 5 to 1. The only reason it's an 8 5 to 1 is because this spool is so small
Yeah.
and so narrow, it has to be fast to pick up that line to compensate for such a shallow narrow spool.
Yeah. Yeah. I remember
Instead of like a 6 to 1, or so you'd be like, it'd be like a 3 to 1 in a normal size reel.
right. Yeah. I remember when I first started seeing those BFS, the bait finesse system reels. I was like, oh, that's so dumb. And it's not. It's specific. It's a tool specifically for that type of fishing that makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
I
It's
like
fun.
I like how dialed in you can get with reels for what technique you're using. Because like I'm sure you've gotten this question, Trey. I know you've gotten this question, Nate. I get it. When people who aren't like tournament guys or whatever, they look in my rod locker and they're like, "Why do you have so many different rods and reels?" And I'm always like, because like if you were going hunting, you'd have a different gun for a different this, or if you were going, what?
Golfing.
Yeah, golfing, different. Yeah, exactly. That's a
Like
perfect. Never thought of that. Different.
Golf's a
you're
good
not
one. Yeah.
you're not gonna putt with your driver,
Right.
I mean you could, but it's just terrible for it. You're not gonna, hit the ball out of the rough or the sand trap or whatever with your putter. You have to have the specific tool for that specific situation.
There it is. That was perfect. Yeah, that was a.
That's
And
good.
sometimes, Trey, to your point, I think sometimes people think that stops at rods. Oh, this rod is this length with this power and this flex and whatever. But the reel plays such a gigantic part in that specific setup too. Having, if it's a spinnerbait rod, having this ratio or this whatever
Sure.
type of feel and that kind of line. I think it all plays together for specificity, kind of fine tuning your craft.
Yeah, and I mean it's personal preference really. Like I prefer Like for square billing, cranking, chatterbaits, spinnerbaits, I like a 5.7 or a 6.3.
Okay.
Like that's just me because I am like ADD, OCD. I crank too fast.
Yeah.
So that mechanically will slow me down,
That's smart.
and then flipping a
Sure.
jig and all that stuff, it's all 8-to-1s.
Yep. Yeah. Because you want to pick up once you see the jump or you feel that hit, you don't want to wait around on picking up line.
Yeah, because your rod is doing most of the heavy lifting, and I want that reel to pick up that line as fast as possible.
Yep.
So yeah, it's just easier that way for me because you can wrench out a rod with or wrench out a fish with a heavy rod and then just pick up that line.
Yeah, for sure. That's smart. Nate, what do you got for
Yeah, so I guess Jordan touched on the gear ratio deal. What about the ball bearing deal? Like you see all these reels that say 6 ball bearings or 6+1 ball bearings or 12+1, or what is that, or what should somebody look for in terms of ball bearings, or does it really matter a ton?
So it can go a couple different ways. A lot of Shimano's will have a low bearing count, but they're quality bearings and they have a lot of bushings. And that reason is because those reels are also going to be used in saltwater. That's what people don't understand is that reel, that Shimano Corrado is going to be a freshwater, and a lot of the time it's going to be a saltwater reel. So you don't want the bearings in saltwater.
That's
Like
smart.
in your knobs and your worm gear and all that stuff. That's where the
Right.
salt water is going to get into and penetrate and all that kind of stuff. So that's why Shimano and companies do it. Is a bushing isn't going to rust out, and you're not going to have issues with that. It's maintenance free essentially. Now you'll see other companies XYZ that have 14 bearings, and you're like, well, this reel only costs you like $55.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's great. But they're not quality bearings.
Yep.
They're getting bearings from somewhere over there, and they're getting them for a penny a piece. Whereas Shimano's bearings or Daiwa bearings at NMB bearings are really expensive bearings. They're just higher end bearings. They're going to cost you $3 a piece, which doesn't sound like a lot, but when you're buying 100,000 of them or 2 million of them,
Right.
that's a lot of bearings and a lot of cost. So yeah, bearing count is very like, it doesn't really matter. I mean, you can buy Steez, like this reel's got 12 bearings, but they're really nice bearings.
Mhm.
And you don't really have to do anything with it. But the cost is there. So yeah. It's the corrosion resistant stuff.
Okay.
And that's why they do it.
Yeah.
So if I wanted to do something with bearings on this bad boy, what do you think I could do? I got anything I could, you
Man,
help me out with this one?
you know what's crazy? I actually have a reel similar to that in my office just sitting on the shelf. And then I got another one I think I'm using for boat chalk.
That's awesome.
Probably works pretty well for that. I was kind
Yeah,
of disappointed, Nate. I looked that reel up. It's not worth a bunch of money. You can probably get them for like
Dang
20
it.
bucks on eBay. And not that it matters because like
it's such a cool looking reel though.
cool
Like,
looking.
It is, yeah.
I was hoping it
It's
was-
30 years old or whatever they are.
yeah, they're really neat for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was gonna follow up on the bearing question if I can. Trey. In your opinion, is bearings more important, less important, spinning versus bait casting? Is it kind of the same principles apply? Like it's not just about the numbers or
So spinning reels I don't even touch, but like I just don't work on spinning reels at all. I don't even own a
I mean,
spinning reel. I
you don't
haven't even
any
I
spinning
haven't
wheel?
I haven't owned a spinning reel in like 17 years.
Shut your mouth.
Wow.
Yeah, it's weird.
I knew you didn't work on them or like do stuff with them, but I didn't know you don't. Yeah, I guess if you have a BFS, you just go light.
Yeah, I just don't.
Wow.
I've had great spinning reels. Trust me, I've had like Daiwa Steez exists and all that stuff.
Yeah,
They're
this is-
phenomenal. I just don't like spinning reels.
yeah,
They're a pain to work on.
sure.
They're just not efficient for me to
Yeah.
use. They're typically a or slower gear ratios and line twists, even with braid. And yeah, they have their time and place. They're great. Like, don't get me wrong, minnow shaking, drop shots, whatever. But I
Yeah.
can do that with the BFS stuff.
Okay. Huh.
But
That's cool.
bearing wise, it's more important on a bait caster because there's an actual spool that is spinning at a high rate of speed.
Mm. Oh,
But
mine just falling off a spinning reel.
yeah, instead of a spinning reel where everything is a slow moving bearing. So you're just cranking and that's it. The line just fluffs off the spool and there's no like actual spinning going on.
Right.
So
Makes sense.
spinning reels, you really don't need to upgrade bearings. Bait
Okay.
casters, you got the spools and moving worm gears, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, like, you know, you kind of went into a little diatribe there of hating spinning reels, but you hit it. I think that was a great answer though, too. Like, don't worry about too much when it comes to spinning reels. Like, you're better off investing your money if you're going to upgrade or mess with bearings or whatever on a bait casting reel.
Yeah. And honestly, I think the most important thing in the spinning reels is drag.
Yeah. 100%.
100%.
Yeah.
Like a great smooth drag is far more important in a spinning reel than it is on a bait casting reel.
Yep. Yep. I totally agree. This has nothing to do with reels. I'm just trying to get your vibe. Are you a set the hook on a fish on a bait casting reel and adjust the drag kind of guy? Like on the fly?
Like if I set the hook on a fish and then like need to back it off,
Yeah, he's just giving you the business. Are you like a thumb button guy or like a adjust the drag guy? Or are you
I'm
just
a thumb button guy.
Yeah, same here.
And that comes with throwing BFS for big smallmouth.
Mm,
I will let my thumb do the work instead of the drag.
yeah.
I guess I just trust my thumb where I can just kind of click and move and do all that kind of stuff.
I couldn't agree more. Yeah, whenever I see dudes like Nate and I were fishing a derby, I can't remember when, a couple of years ago, and one of our homies was catching some nice small jaws, and same deal. They're giving him the business, and he would set the hook, and then he started backing off his drag, and I'm like, what in the name of? Like, it was just so. I'm just
Yeah.
hitting that button down.
I'd rather have that drag locked
Same. That's how I am too.
than and really I think it's more awkward to like try and fumble with the drag star while you're trying to fight a fish and
Yeah.
like your hand's already in this position. So
Yeah.
like
Just on and
just
off.
hit that.
A little more tension on the spool, a little less with your thumb.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like that's just my personal preference, but
yeah, I totally agree.
I think it's more efficient.
I do too. Yeah, I totally. And I don't know. To me, it feels
Natural.
Yeah, it just feels more intuitive. It feels more like that's what that button right there under your thumb that you have your thumb on is for. You
Yeah.
know, are you mostly a left-handy bait cast guy?
Yeah, I'm 100% lefty.
Man, you and Nate, dude.
I am a southpaw.
Yeah. Are you? Are you actually a left-handed person?
No, so I write right-handed.
Yeah.
I throw left-handed.
Mhm.
I play hockey left-handed. I play golf right-handed. I can kick both left and right.
Whoa. Okay. So no wonder you're like technical. Your brain's on a whole different level. You're from the future or something.
Yeah, it's all scrambled.
Exactly.
That's all it is. It's all messed up.
That's funny. Yeah, what's really weird. This the first time I heard this, man, my brain like just would not put it together. It's a common thing in the world of snowboarding. You know, like in snowboarding or whatever, skateboarding.
Sure.
You have like your regular footed stance where your right foot's back, or goofy where your left foot's in the back. There are like a significant number of professional snowboarders who ride regular, but when they ride a skateboard, they're goofy footed.
Really?
Makes no sense to me whatsoever. It's the same shape. Obviously, it's a different motion, but like so weird. Isn't that odd?
Huh.
Yeah.
You see, I've never really tried to skateboard, so I don't know if I'm like left or right dominant.
You might do both. You might just be either or with your
just float.
Yeah, with your scrambled.
Yeah, just kick like Flintstone style on the skateboard and just start going.
All right, my next question for you is why is it, I don't know if you'll know the answer to this. I don't have like a right or wrong answer. I've just noticed it. Why is it that so many bait casting reels look the same essentially? Like the frame, the style, the shape, like they kind of look the same.
So Shimano, Daiwa have their own factories. Put those guys aside. Everyone else is made into two other factories. That's why. Luz, Abu, anything made in Korea is made in the Doyo factory. So they all share the same platform-ish.
Okay.
It's just a massive factory over there, and you can pretty much pick from a catalog and be like, I want this logo on this and this and this and this.
Oh.
And same with like some of the two of the Chinese factories. So a lot of that stuff is just homologated into like, like if I wanted to go drop $500,000, whatever it costs to go build a reel, I could just call or email them up and be like, hey, I want a TH Customs, whatever reel.
On this style of looking body and just stamp my logo in it here.
Stamp the logo on it and be like, hey, I want this bearing, I want this reel to have 12 bearings and this spool and tweak this and let's do this. And Yeah, that's why they all kind of look the same. That's why they all share that like same platform, and um like Abu and Luz share
Mhm.
a lot of the same parts,
Oh,
like
really?
like internally. So
Really?
if I can't get it from Abu, which is tougher to get parts from, I can just snag them from Luz
Wow.
and drop them in
Hmm.
there.
That's kind of weird, right? Did you know that, Nate?
I did not know. I have noticed. I think on some websites when I was doing some bearing research before I got stuff from Trey that it did say that some of the bearing like 3 system bearings would work for Luz or Abu.
Mhm.
But I didn't realize like parts would interchange or anything like that would. That's slick though.
Yeah, the really only difference is like the braking systems
Mhm.
and like spools. Like Luz has like 722 different variations of. It's essentially the same reel.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, yeah, you're paying for like maybe materials, but the Orange Crush and the American Hero and all that stuff are essentially the exact same reel. They're just respraying different colors,
Wow. I mean,
same parts and everything.
I kind of figured that, kind
Yeah.
of entry level deals. And I do wonder too, like, I mean, I'm old. I remember
So am
when,
I.
attaboy. I remember when low profile reels, where the reel, like the handle was offset off like the seat of the rod. I remember when
Right.
it first came out, it was like, whoa, like this feels so much different in your hand. And now, like you said, as far as like a platform or whatever, they all kind of feel like if you closed your eyes and picked up 6, 7 different reels, you probably would. But I think that most people probably wouldn't be able to even know what the difference is.
Sure.
Like they're
Yeah,
all,
I mean, it's really tough. Like a lot of guys are like, "Man, I love my Luz. I love my Luz." And I'm like, "Just try a Shimano or Daiwa."
yeah.
And just like tighter tolerances and braking systems, and it's just totally different. They have their own technologies. Shimano's got DC and Daiwa's got SV and
Yeah.
kind of DC in Japan, but it's really expensive, so they won't bring it here.
Mm.
Like really expensive.
Yeah. You're mostly a Daiwa guy, yeah? Like your personal.
Yeah, right now I'm all Daiwa,
That's what I thought. Okay.
but I've owned a bunch of Shimano's in the past, and yeah, great reels.
Yeah.
Either of those are phenomenal reels.
Yeah. I don't know if I shared the story last time you were on, Trey, but when I first started fishing derbs in Texas, I was a part of this bass club called the Austin Bass Club. And it's so funny. People say everything's bigger in Texas. Like a small turnout there for a tournament was, 55 boats or something.
Oh, that's a lot. That's good.
Yeah, it was
That's a
great.
lot. Yeah.
But like,
That's a lot for like a Wednesday night or something.
yeah, those are even bigger because dudes, everybody gets off work and just, I mean, the boat ramp is bad, but it also like really changes where you can fish because there's so many boats. And, but anywho, the first time I went to a derb, I just got thrown in with somebody I never knew, just somebody from the club because he needed a non-boater. And I show up to the ramp with my like garbage, like quantum bill dance combo, bait cast combo. And like, I didn't know what I was doing. And this guy was like 130 years old and a ranger, just the nicest, like most patient dude ever. And Southern is all get out. He's got the little butt, like the bike seat up front, like he's leaning up against that seat the whole time on the trolling motor. And he asked me, how long I've been fishing and blah, 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 just making small talk. And so he asked me what I'm throwing because we were throwing spinner baits, and I showed him, and he said, "What's that reel?" And I said, "Oh, whatever. It's this combo that I got at Bass Pro, and I keep on backlashing it. Maybe I'm doing something wrong." And he said, "No, you're not doing anything wrong." He's like, "Cut that spinner bait off and throw that combo in the lake." And I was like, "What?" I was so like hurt. And then
Sure.
he like handed me, I don't remember what the rod was, but it was a Shimano reel. And he goes, "Don't change anything." He's like, "Just tie your spinner bait on here, just give it a cast." And it was like,
Night and day.
yeah, it was like the heavens opened.
Yeah.
I was Bill Dance, but not with his crappy combo. Like all of a sudden, like I knew how to throw a bait caster, and it was so weird because it was just that, like to your point earlier, I think with a spinning reel, obviously the drag makes a huge difference, but a spinning reel across the board, it's gonna feel somewhat similar. Bait casting, like you get what you pay for, man. Like
It's totally different.
it's so different, right?
It's different. I mean, so like 20 years ago, 25 years ago, baitcasters were terrible.
Yeah.
Like you had some good ones like the OG Shimano Corrado, the CU200s, but Daiwa made some pretty bad, really bad reels
Mm,
outside of like the TDZ, which was $350 maybe.
yeah.
and maybe an OG Steves, which is 450 or 500. But other than that, dude, they were terrible. Like they just didn't have any good low end stuff until like just pre T-wing stuff. And then now you got all these companies, the technologies have gotten better,
Yeah.
materials have gotten better. So you can get a reel for 70, 80 bucks, $100 from any of the companies, and they're great, way better than what they used to be.
Yeah. It's wild, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So kids have more, of an option, or newbies trying to start fishing. Like, go
Which
buy $100 reel. You're going to get a great reel for $100 or $130.
which is kind of awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah, for sure.
it's awesome. You
Yeah.
don't have to go spend 400, 300, whatever.
Yep.
You can go buy an SLX or a Fuego or something, or a Tatula CT
Yep.
or a Lose Super Duty. Great reels.
Yeah, yeah. That Tatula, some of like the cheaper Tatulas, they just feel awesome in your hand. They work.
Great reel.
Yeah, they're not as like bell and whistle as far as like the grip and the handle and the what, but they just feel great in your hand. They cast well. They're easily adjusted.
Yeah.
I think they're hard to beat for the money.
Yeah. Solid reels.
Yeah, I have quite.
And catch them online or on sale for like $120, dude. It's a great $100.
Yep, yep, yep.
Awesome reels.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, Nate, go ahead. What you got, bro?
Yeah. So we kind of talked about it. I see it. I guess see it a lot with Daiwa and Shimano. But like there's typically like a number preface behind, what the real model is or whatever. One may say 70 or 80. The other one might say 150 or 151, and then there's 200s. What do those numbers mean?
So for Daiwas, you're going size of reel / line capacity. So like a 100 size reel is your standard across the board, I would say. From Daiwa, Shimano, Luz, Abu, Casking, whatever. 100 size
Mhm.
reel is your general all around reel. Your Daiwa 80 is Daiwa can get kind of confusing on their numbering system. So like an 80 is a 70 size reel with an 80 size spool for line capacity. So you have a small reel, but it'll hold a little bit more line than, let's say, the Daiwa SV70,
Yeah.
which is a shallower spool. The Tatula 150 is going to hold more line. The 200 is going to hold even more line for like swim baits. If you want to throw 25-pound line, the 200 is probably your best bet, because you're actually going to get, 80 yards of that 20, 25-pound line instead of like 6 yards if you go to a 70,
Right. Yeah.
All right.
you know.
So it's something that a customer may want to pay a little bit more attention to if they're planning on, let's say, flipping or pitching with a reel. They probably wouldn't want to do that with a 70 or an 80, right? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I mean, if you want to go, you can go with an 80 flipping and pitching, because you're not making a long cast. So
Longer cast, right? Yeah,
yeah, so like
that
an
makes
80
sense.
size, 70 size is more like your jerk bait reel, or like your finesse cranks where you're using 8, 10, 12-pound line. Your 80, you can do 17, 20 if you really wanted to, because you're not making a
Not
70-yard
yeah,
cast.
right.
You're pitching, flipping, and keeping that bait close. But your 100 is your standard for, I would say, 93% of the time,
Yeah, that's great advice.
Perfect.
until you
Yeah.
get into like big baits and all that kind of stuff, or little stuff. So it's your 100 size is by far the best
Yeah, yeah.
all around.
I have
Anything.
somewhere in my house, and I haven't found it in about 8 years, maybe longer. But I have the green Shimano Corrado 300. I think it's a 300E.
Awesome reel.
Oh my gosh, it is the nastiest reel ever, either for like small musky fishing or big swim baits, or oh my gosh, because it feels it's a little bigger, but it
A
feels
little bigger.
low profile, but you
It
can
is.
get so much freaking line on that thing. It's awesome.
Yeah, you put like 382,000 yards of line,
It's-
and that's like braid. So you're like, all right, I can let this muskie run,
Yep.
7 football fields away, and you're good.
Bomb cast it, you don't look down and see like you're backing,
No, it just keeps going. I
Yeah.
actually think I have like 4 of them in the shop right now that are going to get work done.
Yeah, they're sweet.
Great reel. Great reel. And I'm pretty sure he was using them for muskie fishing.
Yeah, people pay big money for them now too. It's funny how a lot of those older, because you're right, like old reels, they were not great, and then it like hit this turning point, and then some of those like those green Shimano Corrados, like the original, well, not the original, but
Awesome.
that year of Shimano 300 or 200s and 100s and whatever, they go for moolah, dude. Like people pay more for those than they do brand new reels now on like eBay and junk.
Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy. And I don't know what Shimano did. So like they started out with that CU 200 green reel, phenomenal reel.
Mhm.
The
I got
next
one of
model
those,
they did was like, it was like, what'd you guys do? And then they came out with the E,
Yeah,
phenomenal reel again.
yeah,
Then they came out with the G, and that was not a great reel.
yeah.
So it's
People
like
love that.
every other year, and it was like
Yeah, right.
every other model was like, what are you doing? Like,
Yeah, they the crappy one. So then the next one looks so much better.
yeah, it was so much better. Then the K was a great reel, and the M's a solid reel as well. So it's like I'm hoping they start to balance it out.
Indeed. Yeah, yeah. You know what else I had too? I had an absolute lineup of the Shimano Chronarchs, like the white and black one, or like the white and dark gray one. Man, that
Yep.
was dope reel. Why did I get rid of those? That was stupid.
The Chronarch E.
Yeah, the Chronarch E. I had 7. I had a junks, and yeah, that was dumb. I should not have sold
You
those.
did have quite a few of those, yeah.
I had a whole
Yeah,
all those things, man.
they're going for like $200 plus right now.
Yeah, yeah, which is probably more than what I paid for them back then.
Yeah, they're great reel.
Yeah, yeah, they were really good. If I came to you, Trey, as a kid, kind of like what I was when I was in Austin, I really want to get into bait casting, but I don't know where to start. What would you recommend? I know you kind of tipped on some like entry level reels and whatever. But what should I be looking for as somebody new to bait casting?
Man, really, it depends on. Like the nice thing is you can go to Bass Pro and like put them in your hand
Yeah,
because you want something that's comfortable. I mean, you're gonna be holding that reel for possible 8, 9, 10, whatever it is.
yeah,
Something comfortable, and something with a decent braking system. Luz has a great braking system. The Tatula like SV, I think for like intermediate is a phenomenal rod to start with, just because it's so hard to backlash.
sure.
So you don't get frustrated. I
Yeah,
know a lot of guys who are like, "Well, I could just go out and buy a $40 reel." I'm like, "You can." I
yeah, but
mean,
stick at it.
and you're gonna be like frustrated, and you're gonna like, you're just not gonna want to throw a bait caster ever again,
Yep, that's
which
yeah,
a lot of guys do. And it's like they get frustrated on this won't do this, it won't cast, it's backlashing, it's not reeling correctly or whatever. And it's like just spend that $100 mark right now is pretty awesome to start at.
yeah,
And I have a lot of guys that are like, well, if I get this reel, I'm like, or you could wait like one more paycheck
yeah,
and
Yeah.
just put in like $25 more, and you'll be exponentially happier
yep,
with that purchase. That's going to last you 5, 6, 7, 8 years, you know, and just go that route.
yeah,
There. I mean, all the reels right now there's some really good stuff out there.
yeah.
It's really hard to. I mean, there's Cast King stuff that's $150, and it's solid stuff.
Yeah, yeah. I was gonna ask you about that. What you thought about some of those little like not necessarily like off brand, but before I do though, I was gonna ask you too thoughts on buying used reels.
Man, yeah, it's a crapshoot.
Yeah, it really is.
It is, because a lot of guys just sell the reel. That's it. They're like, here's the reel. It's probably never been cleaned, or it hasn't been cleaned, so you don't know what you're getting.
hmm
It's tough. Like I bought a ton of used stuff from overseas, and I kind of gamble because I know what I'm doing, and I'm like, all right, it's kind of worth it if this reel is $200 cheaper than what it should be.
Yeah,
But if you're
Right.
going for like a reputable seller, there's a ton of guys on market, and a lot of the forums, Daiwa, Shimano, Luz forums, they sell good stuff. I mean, it's pretty quality.
mm,
You expect to get it, but you're still saving. You could be saving a couple $100.
yeah,
It's probably worth it in the long run.
yeah. You just never know. It's kind of like buying a car. Like you know if a guy maintained it, if he didn't,
Yeah,
he took care of it. If he beat the crap out of it, you just you don't really know. Obviously, I guess pictures. If you look at the outside of it, and it's just thrashed. There's paint missing. That's probably a good indicator how he took care of it or didn't. But
right.
I've bought a lot of reels used on eBay or Marketplace or
Yep.
whatever, had really good luck, and then I bought a couple that were just absolute stinkers, and that sucked.
Yeah, I've had some guys send me some stuff. I'm like, yeah, I just bought on eBay and it's garbage. And I'm like, oh man, it's tough. Like,
Yeah.
you get it in, you're just like, dude, it's gonna cost you more than you're going to need new gears or new frame bearings or whatever. And it's just like, I'm sorry, man.
Yeah.
Like, what are you going to do?
Yeah. So what do you think of some of that stuff? Like, what is it? Piscafun and, Cast King, or what's that stupid one? Nate, what's that dumb one? It's not dumb, but like they just look so silly. Proficiency.
Proficiency.
My son wants so bad because it looks cool. What's your thought on some of those things, Trey?
There. So I think the most like, I don't know if they are now. They used to be the most overhyped reel company was 13 Fishing.
Ah, sure.
I can't handle them. There's a lot of things that they did that drove me nuts as somebody who cleans a lot of reels.
Okay.
So when they had that like green reels and orange reels and all that stuff, they did a ton of overspray
Oh,
inside the reels. Horrible. Like you take the side plate off and there's just overspray. And they didn't clear coat their reels. So like if they're doing like a color, they wanted the matte color or matte finish, they don't clear coat them. The non-clear coated reels are very much harder to clean because everything's more porous and all that stuff just sticks into the reel.
whoa.
Like on the side, like all the dirt gets gummed up and it's just so much harder to clean those non-clear coated reels. But like the proficiency stuff, I don't think I've ever had one of those in the shop. A lot of that stuff is just turnkey, like
Yeah.
in the Chinese factory, like, hey, just splatter paint them and send them out and all that kind of stuff. Like, yeah, they look cool, and that's what they're intended to do is like grab that attention.
Yeah.
It's kind of like those old school Bass Pro reels that look like NASCAR paintings, like the NASCAR flame reels and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, dude, I remember that crap.
Yeah. So, and then you have reels like that are bland. They're all silver, black, whatever, gray, white.
Yeah.
Great reels, but they're not flashy.
Yeah. Dude, that's a crazy thought. I never even considered that the matte finish reels.
It's so bad.
So they're going to be poor.
It's
Means they're going to get nasty. That makes so much
so bad.
It's
so
funny
much
you
harder.
say that. I have a matte white 13 fishing reel, and of course I use it for frogging, so it's always getting the slop and the green braid, and it's not white. It hasn't been white since the second time.
It probably turned colors. It probably turned yellow or brown or black or whatever.
It's disgusting. Yeah, it's so bad, and I can't. I've literally tried to scrub it with like the nail scrub brush, like try to scrub the outside to get it doesn't do anything.
Wow,
Nope.
Crazy thought, dude. Also, what was that 113 that came out? Was it the Z or something like that, where they were like bragging on not having bearings? What was that, Concept Z or something? Do you remember that?
Yeah, it was the Concept Z with the CZB bearings.
Yeah,
they weren't bearings; they were just bushings. They're just like nylon or Teflon bushing.
Yeah. And that did not. I remember when it came hyped up, and like that did not pan out. People did not like that reel.
No, the casting wasn't there. But again, that was marketed towards the saltwater guys, where you don't have to worry about any of the moving parts or anything like that.
Yeah.
I don't even know if 13 Fishing like exists still. Like they have just completely gone quiet, so I have no idea.
Weird. Yeah, I know G-Man was on there. I don't know if he still is, and like they kind of got out by Rapala. I don't know if they're a part of that company anymore. I think they are, but yeah, the whole thing was kind of weird because they odd story. I don't know if you remember this, Nate. When I was the fishing manager at Gander for a while, the wife of the dude who started 13 Fishing came in, and her and her mom and their kids or whatever, and I was asking if I could help them at all, and she was like, "Oh no, my husband designed this reel," and I was like, "What?" And it wasn't a 13; it was like some other reel because he started off somewhere else, but he always wanted to go out on his own, and then when he got out on his own, like it was like the shackles are off. Lord Almighty, I'm free. And I think he just went a little too buck. Like I think he just went a little too crazy with it, like, and I can super respect the idea of taking some risks, but I think some of what they did maybe just didn't really work. It didn't really,
Yeah, I mean, how many reel companies are there right now? I mean, Dobbins was making reels, like everybody made reels.
Yeah.
And that's, I guess, what the companies wanted, like the Walmarts and all that stuff. They wanted companies to like start making reels. So yeah, there's a ton of reels out there.
A lot of them are coming back out of it though. A lot of rod companies that were making reels are not going to keep making reels or have already stepped away from it. I think people, I think people maybe are a little more hip to what you were talking about, how all the reels are kind of the same deal, or maybe the margins aren't there, or they don't
Right.
best enough in them to make them unique enough to make them pop, and so they just got swept away in the sea of there's another bait casting reel, and yeah, I just don't think it pans out.
Yeah, I mean, like Spro is making reels.
Yeah,
Like that was kind of out of nowhere. Like
yeah.
you make baits, you don't make rods or anything like
Yeah.
that. Like
You make baits, yeah.
you threw into the reels, so it's like it was just crazy. And really the fishing bubble has kind of burst over the last like 16 months. I would
Mhm.
say.
Yeah,
So
For
guys
sure.
aren't spending a ton of money like they did over COVID. So
yeah, you're right about that. That was a
I think
weird.
I think a lot of those companies are like, let's just back off on the stuff that's not selling and just focus back onto what is.
Yeah, yeah, that makes sense for sure. Nate, what else you got for him for the real school?
Yeah, I'm just curious what would be what's the least expensive reel that somebody sent in like for you to upgrade, you know? Do you get 40, $50, $60 reels to, put $100 worth of bearings in or
I've gotten some like those
that
black maxes, silver maxes.
Really?
okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Like the clam pack at Walmart ones?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Because before they made them in that clam pack, they were put in like a normal box.
Okay. And I didn't mean
Mhm.
that way. I don't want to sound snarky and judgy, but I
No,
just surprising. Yeah.
they only put them in the clamshells because it's easier to hang on the shelves instead of putting them in boxes.
Yeah, for sure.
It's just easier for retail.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I've done those, but I get a ton of the you know 50 to 60, $70 reels, and then I get a ton of high end stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
I personally like working on like the really, really high end stuff, but like
Yeah.
it's just different.
Yeah.
I like seeing cool
On
stuff. So
Yeah. On the other side of that, what's the most expensive reel you've worked on?
singular reel, I've had like some $700-800 reels. Uh I've had guys send in like 20K worth of reels.
Oh my God.
Golly.
Yeah.
What the heck?
Yeah, like a lot.
Wow.
A lot of either like Elite Series guys or just guys that love reels and they have a arsenal of all zillions,
Cheapers.
all metaniums or bantams or yeah, the insurance on that for shipping.
I bet.
Let me tell you.
Yeah. Yeah. Like the post office. I want to insure this. Like, yeah. What is it? Fishing reels. Okay. How much is it? It's about 30 grand. Haha. No,
Yeah, I'm like, what is your peak that I can do?
really. Yeah.
Yeah,
Cheap.
it's wild. No, I've got a ton of stuff.
Yeah.
It's cool. I see a lot of neat reels, but I get a lot of just like Shimano Daiwa lose
Do
right
you
now.
when you get a reel in, I would assume you're talking to the client, customer, or whoever beforehand, so you kind of have a grasp on what's coming, or do you ever open a box and you're like, whoa, and like you didn't?
No, I know it's coming because I have to make sure that what I'm getting is what I'm getting, so they're not sending me stuff that I'm like, I can't work on this.
Yeah, sure.
Like I really try not to work on saltwater used reels.
Saltwater's rough, dude.
It's horrible.
It's
Like
really bad.
it's bad. I feel bad for the guys. They take care of them, but it's just man, it's so bad for reels.
Corrosive.
The other bad thing for reels is braid.
Yeah,
Braid is horrific for bait casters.
yeah, it rips them up, it chews into them.
Yeah, it chews into them, but braid soaks up every living organism, every piece of dirt in the water. And when you make a cast, it flings it into your reel and it keeps flinging it. And your reels do not dry out quick enough. So if you're frogging a ton and you frog all day and you put that rod in your rod locker and you don't let it dry out, you will have a corroded reel
Hmm.
because you're not letting it dry out. So it's sitting there
Oh,
caked in water and liquid and all that kind of stuff. And you take it back out and you do it again. You keep doing it. It's just bad for reels, but
yeah.
it's frogging, man. It's so fun.
Yeah,
Who
For
cares?
sure.
yeah,
Or swim jigging or whatever. But
yeah,
yeah,
especially when you're
Br-
boobs and a butt. And,
yeah. When you got that frog,
yeah, when you got that old, what's it called, the old slumpy. Dude, when I used to live in Texas, there were certain boat shops that would say like on the outside of the store, not like not like segregation, but basically like we don't work on saltwater boats because that
I
salt.
don't blame them.
Yeah, it's so corrosive. We at our place up here in Chippewa Falls, we were trying to do a favor for a guy. I cannot remember the brand of the boat, but it was some giant like bay boat from Florida. dual Yamaha 350s on the back. And he got it for a steal, but didn't have it like super fully inspected. And then we get to looking at it, and every bolt our technicians tried to work on snapped off. I mean, like bolts for like hanging the motors on the transom, bolts like it just all the stuff that you don't want breaking.
Sure.
It's not like he treated it poorly, but like you said, no matter how much you clean it, that salt water it's just
terrible.
It's so corrosive. It chews into everything. It what do you want to say? Compromises the integrity of pieces and
everything.
Same thing on a reel.
Yeah, and it doesn't take long.
Yeah,
like 2 days. I mean, it's so fast. Salt water is so bad.
It's mean.
It's bad.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Let's do a quick game. I want to play one of your favorites. We're just gonna rapid fire random things at you, Trey, and you just have to tell us what one of your favorites of this thing is. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Let's do it.
One of your favorites.
What's one of your favorite drinks?
Spotted cow.
Okay, I thought you were gonna say Yingling because you had one.
It is good, but I like spotted cow.
Okay, word up.
No soda.
Spotted cow is solid for sure. One of your favorite all-time hockey players. I see back. You said you're back there watching the game. So,
Tarasenko or Pierre Turgeon.
Okay. One of your favorite. You're a BFS guy. What's one of your favorite finesse lures? Not necessarily a system, but like a specific lure.
I would say a Mega Bass Pop X.
Okay. Yeah, I love that bait.
It's a fun little top water bait that catches everything.
What's your favorite color?
Anything white.
Yeah, I was gonna say you don't have to know because they have that one white one that works so good. That's got
chartreuse
paint on it. That Pop X with the white like crackle. That's kind of like
is it boa? Jamaica boa?
Yeah. Yep. That's a nasty
great color. Yeah, I mean it's just a great all around color. Just white.
That's a good bait. Yep.
Yeah. Or the midnight black.
Yeah, one of your favorite Omega custom tackles products.
I would say their spinnerbait.
Yeah.
Their Genesis TI spinnerbait. That's what I caught all those big smallies on.
That's incredible. Is that it? I know it's lightning round, but is that the one where you can change out the top blade too?
Yeah. Yep. It's got the quick clevis on
it. Yeah, that's awesome. I love that idea.
Yeah.
I need to get some of those.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, it's such a great little blade. 1/2 ounce and 1 ounce. 1 ounce.
Really, really intelligent. All right. What's one of your favorite things to eat when you're on the road?
Subway.
Dude, that's not bad. That's not bad. I like Subway. Actually, I don't like Subway. I like Subway meatball subs. That's like the only thing. I'm old school as crap. I'm like Happy Gilmore.
I just like Subway because it's pretty consistent across the board wherever I travel. I mean, it's everywhere. Like, it's not the greatest and not the worst. Like,
yeah,
I know what I'm getting.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah,
you know,
definitely consistent for sure.
Yeah.
One of your favorite bands?
Dave Matthews Band. Since like 96.
That's what's up. That was not what I thought you were gonna say. That's rad. The drummer was absolutely ridiculous, or whatever you want to say. I'm talking about nonsense, next level good.
Yes, he was very good.
Yeah, ridiculously good. One of your favorite movies of all time?
Oh man, this one's tough.
Okay.
I mean, we were just watching Goonies.
Oof, yeah, heck yeah.
Great movie.
Yeah, great movie.
Sure.
Any of the Back to the Futures are good movies. Like any of the older school, like I don't know, Saving Private Ryan's a great movie.
Also great.
Forrest Gump, that's top. Forrest Gump's top.
These are good answers. Yeah, I like all of them. The opening scene when they land on Normandy and Saving Private Ryan, every time it's like hard to watch.
It's just such a good movie.
Holy Mastacholi.
And Tom Hanks he's amazing. So.
Next. Yeah. All right, Nate. Sorry, go ahead.
Favorite boat snack?
Man, peanut butter jelly sandwich.
Now we're talking like homemade or Uncrustable?
Homemade.
Okay.
All right.
At 3 o'clock in the morning, making it.
Yeah, that's good.
Never the night before. Yeah.
Nah, because then it gets too soggy. Even though you put peanut butter on both breads, it still can get soggy.
Strategy. No, you're right though. Yeah, the jelly finds a way.
It does. It always does.
Yeah. How about that? What I just had one in my head too. I was going to ask you like a specific one. Gosh, dog it. Let's just go with one of your favorite jerk baits.
Vision 110 plus one junior
That's
in one of my custom colors that I do.
okay. Oh, you custom paint 110s?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Whoa, that's crazy. Okay.
Yeah, probably in my like key lime color, which is an awesome smallmouth, largemouth spotted color that it was actually Gary Dobbins' signature color for Lucky Craft, and so I replicated it for him. And
Whoa.
yeah, awesome color. Like it's such a really good color.
That's sick. What
If you haven't seen any of his posts that he's put up on that color, it's incredible. You definitely need to check it out.
It's such a good color. It's
Yeah,
so
it's
good.
so dope.
I'll have to look into it more. Have you heard of there's one that Mega Bass makes. They don't make it anymore. Gosh, dog it. Let me look it up. This is so unprofessional, but I'm going to look it up while we have you on. Cause I don't know if it's the same as what you're talking about, but it's called like vegetation something or other. Does that ring a bell to you at all?
And Mega Bass has so many good colors. Like,
oh my gosh, they're nonsense, dude.
like they'll come out with like the new drop. I'm like, God.
All stuff. I have it right here. Vegetation Reactor is the name of it.
Oh,
It's a really weird color. I don't think most people have seen it. I don't know if you can see it.
a little bit of green chartreuse on the whole belly, and
Yeah, kind of like pink on the eye and like kind of yellow above and then sort of translucent.
yeah, it's a good looking color.
Yeah, it's a really cool
That
color.
is slick.
It's a very like small mouthy color that I really like. But anyway, all right, go ahead, Nate. Sorry.
Favorite taco protein?
Chicken.
Okay.
Chicken tacos. Okay.
Yeah, I'm a big chicken taco. I like fish tacos too, but I like chicken tacos.
Yeah. That's what's up. That's a really good one. Your favorite?
I haven't had a good taco in a while.
I was just gonna say, what's one of your favorite places to get a good taco?
So when we were in Texas.
Mhm.
We flew in, and God dang, I can't think of where we were. Right by the border. Awesome. We went to this authentic Mexican restaurant, and it was amazing.
Yeah, dude.
Like top tier Mexican food. Street tacos were phenomenal.
Yep. That's
Heck yeah.
Yeah, that's amazing. Yeah. All right, let's hit them with a couple more, Nate, and then we'll go into something else.
Favorite power fishing technique?
Flipping a jig all day.
Favorite jig?
Omega, half ounce flip.
Yeah. Okay. I kind of figured you'd go there, but I want to make sure. All right.
Half ounce flip, that big old heavy hook, 25-pound line.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah, absolutely.
So 25-pound line braid or fluoro over braid then, yeah?
Yeah, throwing like a Braze X.
Okay.
Yeah. It's just easier to skip.
All right.
Yeah. So you are you're a Seagar guy?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
You're also a Dobbins guy. What's one of your favorite rods?
Ecstasy 755.
Do they make that one still?
God, that was so quick.
Yeah, I mean it's by far my favorite rod. The Ecstasy 755 and the BFS just because I had a hand in those rods, but the Ecstasy 755.
Oh, that's sick, dude. Good for you.
That rod's awesome.
So the Ecstasy though, like that's like one of their higher end rods, yeah?
Yeah.
And is that one they still make? Because I hear people talk about it. Did it go away or is it what am I thinking of there?
No, it's still there. It's just they sell out real quick. I think they sold out and then they just got them back in.
Maybe that's what I'm thinking of. Yeah, because I remember hearing something about that, how people can never get them when they want to, or okay, yeah.
Yeah, it's awesome jig rod, Texas rig rod.
Yeah,
it's phenomenal.
I don't own a Dobbins rod. I have no earthly idea why. Because I know like a lot of people that I really respect in the game are Dobbins people, and like even just the way that Dobbins names their rods, and I just think it's really smart. And yeah.
Great rods. I mean, they got rods from $70 to $585, $600. Still. And everything in between. So you got everything.
Yeah, that's dope. Yeah, I like that. All right, last one for me, and then Nate, you can hit him with another one. Favorite square bill of all time?
RC 1.5.
Really? The Lucky or Lucky Craft?
The Lucky Craft.
Okay.
Old school, like good ones.
The
good ones. The Lucky Craft 1.5.
Yep.
In splatterback shad, phenomenal color.
Yeah.
Or my custom Marauder shad.
Marauder shad, that's a cool name.
But that square bill was amazing.
Yeah, I agree. Those are really good.
It's just such a good square bill.
Yep. All right, Nate.
Yeah, gosh, trying to think. Favorite, what's your favorite hat? Everybody, I think everybody has a favorite hat. What's your favorite hat? Favorite lid?
Like brand, or like style, like a Richardson 112.
Yeah, both. Yeah, whatever.
Richardson 112s.
That's okay,
Okay.
dude.
And
That's
I,
awesome.
I just think they're
I
for like my head and no hair.
Yeah.
I think
right.
they're I think they
Not
just fit well.
where
Yeah, you know, when you hit
No
45
hair
or
gang.
yeah, we're all in the same boat. That's why I keep the hat on tight.
yeah, that's why I never take it off.
Yeah, yeah, and it's. I remember when they came out a bunch of years ago. A bunch of my buddies were like, "Oh, you got to try this Richardson hat," and I'm like, "What the heck is that?" And then I put one on. I'm like, "Oh my gosh!"
They
Like
just fit well. There's a nice, bend and
the fit, the height of it is not too tight. This is
Yeah.
a 112, but this is a Richardson.
yeah.
You see that Richardson on the little strap on the back, on the little snap. It's like, okay, this is a good hat. Like it's
Yeah, just a nice hat.
feel good. Yeah, yeah, yeah. All right, that was one of your favorites.
One of your favorites.
So before we let you go, Trey, number one, thank you for taking us to school on Reels. I really actually think a lot of what you said is going to help people. I think people who maybe
No
don't
doubt.
or maybe thought they knew or whatever. Really enlightening, really, really good stuff, man. I appreciate you. Tell us a little bit of a story. I'm going to put it as and you don't have to get anywhere near specific. I don't want you to like go putting a spot on blast, nothing like that. But I'm going to use the photo you sent of two absolute behemoths of smallmouth specimens for the art for this episode. Tell us a little story on that. So tell us about catching smallmouths.
So that is up in the northern somewhere Wisconsin, Minnesota area, North
Exactly.
Dakota, South Dakota, somewhere up there. So I come up there every fall
Yeah.
and we fish a charity tournament and I was out pre-fishing and we just don't have it down here. We have a smallmouth river, but we just don't have it where I can take my boat out and go wreck on some big smallies.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, well, if I'm up here, I'm just gonna go fish this river the whole week and enjoy fishing.
Yeah.
And so I practiced and was out and it was raining and storming and I had an absolutely phenomenal day. It was my biggest river bag of smallmouth. It was like 21, 22 pounds.
Yeah. Geez.
Biggest river smallmouth, which is in that picture, just over 5.5 pounds. Everything came on the spinnerbait, which is probably one of the best ways to catch a smallmouth. Just burning blades.
Easily my
Yeah.
favorite way to catch smallmouth.
Dude, it's so fun. I mean, you
Gosh.
3 cranks off the bank or whatever it is, and they just
Bam!
destroy it. I
Yeah.
mean, they obliterate it. So,
Knocking.
yeah, it was a blast. That day was phenomenal. Just incredible.
Anybody listening to this, or if you're watching on YouTube, make sure you check the thumbnail. The fish in Trey's right hand, I don't know how else to describe it except to say that it looks like a 5 or 6 pound largemouth with stripes. The shape of it, the length of it, the head,
It's a brute.
it just doesn't even barely look like a smallmouth other than color. The thing is just built different, dude. I know that's like
Yeah,
a little
gigantic.
phrase, but it's huge. That thing is built different.
I honestly would love to know how old that fish is
Yeah.
because it looks like an old, like just battle worn, just big fish that's grown for like 20 years. It'd just be really neat to see how old that fish is.
Yeah. That's
Especially
awesome.
up there, the fish up there just grow so slow, but man, it's so thick. Like
Yeah.
the tail's thick, the head, the body, everything about it.
Yeah, crazy. So tell us a little bit about. I know it came up a little bit, but tell us about that spinnerbait. Get specific with it.
So I throw just various different colors up there. It just depends on the watercolor. It's usually pretty tannic,
Mhm.
which is kind of like that tea stained water.
Yep.
So colors kind of vary. But it's the Omega half ounce. And I did it with like a pinkish, purplish color. I don't know why smallmouth like that color.
Yeah.
I don't know.
For
I don't
sure.
know. I don't know if it's just like triggers like some weird thing in their head. There's like, I gotta kill this thing. Same with like chartreuse, but it's a couple specific. Like there's pretty small bait in that river, so trying to duplicate the size of bait fish and all that kind of stuff, and have something a little bright so they can kind of hone in on. But the spinner bait is I don't throw a trailer hook. I just don't like throwing trailer hooks on them. I
Mhm.
typically don't throw a trailer like a swim bait on it.
Mm.
I have in the past if I want to keep the spinnerbait up a little higher, so it's a little bit more bulky and buoyant.
Yeah, sure.
But you can swap out the front blade. So you have your top blade, and then you have your front blade. You can just swap it out, so you can go from Colorado to Willow,
Yeah, that's
and change your color, which
so
is awesome.
yeah.
Heck yeah.
And you can do it on the fly. So like if you want to match the hatch, you can go nickel or gold or black,
Change the
whatever color.
Yeah, that's really smart. Where can people get those?
OmegaCustomTackle.com or Tackle Warehouse
Okay.
or various other online retailers. But
Yeah.
usually through Omega.
Yeah. God.
Awesome blade. So that's one of the baits that I helped them design. It's kind of off an old discontinued bait called the Comanche, which is I think it was an old Japanese style spinnerbait,
Okay.
but they used piano wire as their main wire
Sure.
instead of stainless steel, or we're using a two-piece titanium. It's titanium and tin, so it's a malleable titanium. So it'll snap back, but you can also bend it and manipulate it.
That's smart.
But Comanche did the same thing where you could change the front blade and you can do a quick snap on the other. So I wanted to replicate something more new age with what that was.
That's smart. Okay. Yeah.
So it was neat. It's just a cool bait.
Yeah. What is as far as doing spinnerbait stuff? What all is involved in developing a spinnerbait? Obviously, you had the influence of the Comanche, but other than that, like, are you testing it, sending it back, change this? Are you changing the head size? Are you changing where the line tie is? Like, what all goes into something like that?
Yeah. So like on the head design, we did more of it's kind of in line with the X head, swim bait head that they have as well. So we took that head and it has a nice like if this is the head, it's got like a cupped like recessed area to where you can slide the skirt in, and when you slide the skirt in, it kind of like puffs it out.
Yeah.
Because it's keeping like that full pressure on it. And so it also makes it really streamlined in the water. So it's just less resistance, especially if you're throwing around grass or stumps and laydowns.
Yeah.
It'll kind of just slide through it instead of like, bumping into it and getting stuck.
Yeah, that's smart.
And then on the wire, we did a titanium tin, so it's 2-piece wire. And then where the R bend is, where you tie your line,
Yep.
that is a major like fatigue breaking point when fighting fish, because that's where it bends.
Yeah, sure.
You catch a fish and then you start lifting it up, and that the whole wire will bend. So we have a specific clear shrink tubing that would slide over it, and it shrunk onto that R bend, so now you can't bend that wire. So you can just boat flip fish, and that wire stays perfectly R bend, and it takes less fatigue. It takes that fatigue away from that wire.
Yeah, that's a very fisherman specific fix to something.
Yeah, and it also keeps your line from sliding up and down though,
which happens all the time. Spinnerbait fish.
Yeah, so it keeps that from going.
Yeah, huh? That's smart.
That's that fishing product designed by fishermen type stuff that you talk about.
Yeah. Sure. Like going back to, I've said this 1,000 times, but I've been to so many skate parks in my life where you get there and it was clear that the skate park was designed by some old man on the city council, not by a skateboarder, because nothing works with anything else. And
there's no flow to anything. It's just like,
it's just bonk, bonk, bonk. And you can tell the same thing when you pick up a bait or a boat or whatever, like, okay, a fisherman had a hand in this because this is what it's supposed to feel like, look like, work like.
Right.
Yeah, that's really smart.
Yeah, it's just a great spinnerbait.
Yeah, that's awesome.
It's just a nice spinnerbait.
Yeah. What all are you doing this year tournament wise, Trey?
I have pretty much slowed down fishing tournaments.
Okay.
I would say the last like 3 years, I've only fished maybe like a handful a year. It's a time constraint.
Yeah.
And trying to fish a full trail with somebody is pretty tough.
Okay.
If you got 15 tournaments or 12 tournaments, whatever it is, it's just a little harder. I mean, I could probably make it work, but it's just, I'd rather just go fish.
Yeah.
Sturgeon Bay for a week, or go fish up to Wisconsin for a week in the summer and fish here and fish here and fish here on my own time and not somebody else's schedule.
Yeah. I know you're a tournament guy, so I didn't know if you had anything kind of in the works for this coming up year or this upcoming year.
Yeah, I'm sure I'll jump into tournaments here and there.
Yeah.
For sure. I mean, I fished a ton of tournaments.
Yeah.
Like early 2000s, I fished a lot.
Yeah.
And I don't know if I just got burnt out or just kind of switched mentality or whatever, but yeah, I love tournament fishing. It's still fun.
Yeah.
It's a good time.
Yeah.
I was just thinking about Ike after this year. He's hanging it up on the Elite Series. This is his last year fishing
Right.
Bass Elites, and I knew he had been fishing a long time, right? Like obviously, but on
Sure.
Master, I was looking. This is his 31st year fishing professionally in tournaments.
Yeah, which is wild.
That 31st, 3 decades of. I mean, jeepers.
I mean, I'll be honest, like I don't know how they do it. I don't know how Rick
Sure.
Clunn, or why he's still doing it. Like, dude,
Yeah.
you're 77?
Yeah, whatever. Like, yeah.
Like, man, it's a grind. I don't think people understand how tough it is
That's
doing that for
incredible.
6 days in a row, like getting up super early, out in the water all day, and then
All day.
doing it again. Like it's tough now, and dude, he's 30 plus years older than I am.
Yeah, it's
It's
wild.
wild. It's wild.
Yeah, and the travel and the planning and the setting up camp and the prepping tackle and the respooling reels and it's insane.
Yeah, it's crazy. And I'm like, dude, why just go fish? Go to like
Right.
Amazon and go catch giant peacocks or
Yeah.
go catch some marlin or something. Like you've done everything in the bass world. Like go enjoy it. Like, but he enjoys fishing tournaments, so that's all he knows.
Yeah. Well, it turns out he's pretty good at it too.
Yeah, I mean he's great.
Yeah. Arguably the best.
Yeah.
I've one of my like bucket list fishing fantasies is to go catch peacocks like in the little channels and stuff in Florida, like fish
Yep.
shore. I thought that'd be so freaking fun.
Bingo. That's the one fish I have not caught. Is like I'm like, let's go.
Yeah, let's go plan a trip, dude. Let's just go run around
That'd
down
be awesome.
snakeheads and some peacocks. We'll film it. It'll be dope.
Yeah, cichlids. It doesn't matter, dude. Some crazy spearfish, whatever they are down there. Those, yeah. I think it'd be a blast. I've always wanted to do it. And everyone's like, oh, you should go to the Amazon. I'm like, well, I can go to Florida for like 2 weeks for the cost of Amazon.
Yeah, I'm not gonna get bit by some kind of bug that's gonna kill me that nobody's ever heard of before.
Yeah, and get 17 shots before I go to get malaria or something. Like, come on.
Hey, dude. No, thank you. People, if they want to hit you up either for working on the reels or buying some bearings or whatever, where can they find you at?
Facebook and Instagram. TH Custom on Instagram. I think there's like a fake account out there. It's like 2 followers or something. But and then Facebook is TH Real Tuning and Cleaning LLC. I'm pretty active on both, so you can't really miss me.
Yeah. And it's
It's
custom
social media.
with a K, right?
Yep.
Custom with a K. TH
KUSTOM.
Yep.
Something like that.
Yeah. So what else you got for Trey, Nate?
Tell us how good this what is it? Slick rod? How
Slick
good's
rod?
that stuff? Yeah, slick rod.
It's really good for freshwater guys. It's awesome for saltwater guys. Just because it protects everything. It's UV resistant. It cleans up really quick. It protects your rods, reels. I essentially use it on every single customer reel that comes through the door.
Wow.
Before I ship it off, I put a coat on it just to make sure all my like grease from my hands or oil and all that stuff is completely off the reel. So I put it on before I ship them off.
Hmm.
And it just protects it's just a ceramic coating. It's a flexible ceramic coating.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It started in the saltwater field because of like scales and salt and all that kind of stuff. Guys sprayed on their rods and reels to make it easier to clean
Okay.
because it's putting a ceramic coat on it.
Yeah, that's dope. Where do you see yourself in 5, 10, 20 years? You still doing this?
I hope not. 5 years, yeah. 15, 20, man, I don't know if I can.
Yeah, your hand's gonna be off.
My hand's gonna be sore. I might still do it. I might just limit myself to like high-end stuff.
Yeah.
Like, hey, I'm just gonna take in the Lamborghinis and the Ferraris and the Porsches,
Yeah.
and that's it. Like, and I'll just try and limit it instead of I literally taking everything right now. So I can only do so much. And
Yeah.
when you're doing so many reels, it's taxing.
Yeah. Yeah. I
It's
bet.
awesome. Don't get me wrong. Like I enjoy it. I could chill and hang out, whatever. But
Yeah.
yeah, 20 years. I don't know.
Yeah. You know what reel I really like? There was and this is old now, but it was that right around like the unveil of like the T-Wing stuff when Megabass had that like clear framed reel, but it looked like the Daiwa stuff. I mean, I think it was kind of the same platform. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Was it recent?
No, it was a while ago. It was quite a while ago. It was a Megabass bait casting reel. I could only ever find it left-handed, which is just the wrong way to reel. And the like the one side of the frame was clear.
Yeah, I know what reel it is.
Yeah, and it has like, but it looks like the T-Wing system, like in the. I don't know. It was so dope though, and I always wanted one. And I don't even know if they're worth anything or if they're any good, but I just thought they looked so cool.
It was probably the Elphys Edo AI or the Megabass Zonda reel.
That last name sounds more familiar, but yeah, I don't know. They're cool as crap. And every once in a while, I would like find one on eBay, and I'd be like,
Yeah,
supposed to pulling the trigger on it, and then I'm like, I don't know, because it's kind of old. It might not work that good, but it looks so cool, and the handle looks really neat. It looks like cork, but I don't think it is. It's like rubbery, but it looks kind of cork. They're cool. I just think Megabass designed some really cool looking stuff.
yeah. I'm kind of bummed that they kind of like, I don't know if they parted ways, but I wish they would come back and do their thing again with Daiwa. Like the Daiwa Megabass reels were freaking incredible.
Yeah, they were so cool looking.
Like now you have Daiwa and SLP, which are just like trick parts, but like I wish reel companies would paint their reels some cool colors like they did with the Megabass stuff.
Yeah, they were neat looking.
Like that old, like I don't even know what it was, kind of the manga style
Mhm.
Japanese, like the
Oh
cartoon,
yeah,
like that stuff.
yeah. It was bold.
Yeah, it was crazy, like the chartreuse greens and the blues and the purples and the yeah,
But
it was cool
it
stuff.
wasn't proficiency. It wasn't that, but it was like solid but bold. You know what I mean? It wasn't like
Yeah,
super throw up patterns. It was like cool looking colors in like the different shapes of the reel. Yeah, they
yeah.
made cool looking stuff.
There's just tastefully done stuff that Megabass does. Like Megabass is really good at painting stuff,
Yeah.
and so they just applied that to the reels, and it was awesome.
Yeah, it was really cool looking stuff. Do you agree? We had the homie AJ on from Horseshoe Custom, and he said you can't really replicate Megabass colors as far as painting lures. Do you agree? Disagree?
You can if you want to spend a lot of money on their paint.
Okay.
Their
Is
paint is
there
so expensive.
proprietary like high end crap or what?
It's really expensive stuff. I'm like,
Uh,
like a little ounce bottle is like $3, $4, $500. Like it's
no.
Oh
really
wow.
high end stuff.
Holy moly!
Yeah, like their pints are expensive.
Wow.
Yeah, that's why they come out with these wicked color change and
Yeah.
yeah, I mean their stuff is pretty wild.
Yeah. I was just talking to a guy at work today about this. I'm trying to like this young dude named Cole. Shout out Cole. He's getting
Shout out.
like jerk baits and Megabass and whatever. And like he already had some stuff, but I've been talking him through all these cool colors and what colors to get for where. And like up here, I was like, dude, you got to go matte perch. It's a killer up in the north.
Sure.
And I was telling him how AJ said that, and then I was telling him how when I worked at Shields, our discount there was super super good, and it was all like based on cost of items. So if you bought like a Rapala DT whatever 10, you were getting that thing for like half of what the sticker tag was, or sticker price. But with Megabass for a $25 Vision 110, you were getting it for like $23. Like there wasn't any markup in it. And I was so surprised by that because it's so expensive. I'm like, surely this is like 100% markup. And it was like this minimal little margin. And I think that's why, because, the paint, if it's that expensive, I mean, jeepers creepers.
Yeah, I mean the paint's really expensive.
That's why.
But and they also do a lot of research and development and they patent the 110s for like 10 or 15 years and they spend their money.
Yeah.
They make damn good baits, but their paint jobs are
Yeah.
it's what sells it. I mean, you'll see on the Megabass page, they'll come out with a drop and everybody buys them and then tries to flip them.
Yeah. No, it's like George
for sure.
coming out.
Yeah.
New shoe.
Yeah, it's wild.
Whatever. This is one that I talk about all the time. Bahama Milk. This is one of my favorite Megabass colors. It's like a white pearl with like a green around the eye.
Great looking bait.
and it's got like this purple sort of like incandescent shine to it. So like even that, you know, like it's not that complicated looking, but it's done so well that you just can't. Yeah, you can't beat it. I don't know the stuff they.
That's a great crankbait as well.
It is. It's nasty. Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
really, especially in the cold water. That Sonic side, it's just it's a monster.
Awesome bait.
Well, thank you so much for jumping on, Trey.
Appreciate it, guys.
More than you could know.
Heck yeah.
One last question I wanted to ask now that it's hitting me before we let you go, which is, what advice would you give to somebody who's wanting to clean out their bait caster? Where do you start? How far do you go? How much oil do you use? Give us just some basic cleaning a bait casting reel 101.
You don't really have to take your reel apart. So on this reel right here, you can just take the side plate off. So you got a bearing in the side plate. Hopefully you can see it.
Yeah.
Bearing there, and there's typically a bearing on the spool.
Mm-hmm.
Just one drop. All you need is one tiny drop of oil on those bearings. And then on the worm gear here, this is the worm gear where your line guide moves back and forth. You can take like a cotton swab and you can clean it. Make sure it's all clean because it usually gets gummed up from line. Slap it on it. And normally what I do is I do a drop of oil on each end where it meets the frame. And then you just put a little bit of grease on the worm gear. That's the other side of the worm gear on the inside of the frame. You just put a little drop of oil there and a little bit of grease. Wipe down the whole reel. You can also put like a little bit of oil at the base of the knobs. Each one here. These have bearings in them so they spin. But yeah, I mean that's like basic easy maintenance. Quick and easy.
Do you use would you recommend against using any chemicals when you're cleaning gunk off of reels, or are you more just like use a cotton swab and get everything off you can?
You can just use a dry cotton swab.
Okay.
Simple Green works as well.
Okay.
Simple Green's it's a good product. Other than that, I mean, and Lucas oil, the little blue Lucas oil.
Yep.
Yeah.
Great all around oil. It's a little thick for bearings, but for most guys, it's just fine. I use multiple different products for different parts of the reel, but general maintenance, dude, that Lucas oil is awesome.
Okay.
I buy it in bulk of 30 pack, whatever it is.
Wow. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
But great. I keep one in the boat. I keep, them in the shop and all that stuff, one in the garage. That Lucas oil is really good, like full synthetic oil.
Yep. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That's exactly what I wanted. Just a basic walkthrough on how to clean a reel, because that's the one thing I've seen people do, and I don't know if it's the end of the world. Maybe it is, but I think most people over lube once they get done cleaning.
Yes.
Too much oil, too much grease, and then
a little goes a long way.
Yeah.
Like I've seen some reels that have like just like a quart of grease inside, and I'm like, what are you protecting against? Like, man, is this like a Diddy party? Like, what's going on? Like, it's wild. Like, what is going on?
There it is.
So,
yeah, no, that's no joke. Hope it's not a Diddy party, but
no,
so
just
much.
a little bit. I mean, literally like one drop for the bearing, one drop for each side. Like, you're fine. That's all you need.
You're the man. We appreciate you so much, dude, for jumping on.
Heck yeah.
Professor tonight. I learned. I was hoping to kind of have like a show where it'd be good for most people, but I learned, not that I'm again above anybody else, but I am obsessed with this crap. I do clean all my reels, take them apart, lube them, whatever. But I learned.
I mean, it's like protect. You change your oil in your car.
Yeah.
Every X amount of times, like just keep your gear clean, and it'll be wonders for you.
Yep. I mean, that's the same stuff we tell the people in the Marine Service Department at my job. Like, you want your motor to last a long time, stay on the recommended, like, every 100 hours.
Yeah.
Oil.
Spark plugs, lower unit oil.
Don't
oil.
Let it
whatever.
go. Do not let it go past. If you do it early, no problem. Do it late.
Yeah.
Same thing with reels.
Yep.
Yeah.
Keep
All
it clean.
right. Well, if anybody needs to find Mr. Trey, the scrolling banner at the bottom on YouTube is there. Otherwise, hit him up on socials. We are so appreciative, man. Thank you.
Awesome, guys. I appreciate it. You guys have a good one. Hopefully you don't get snow up there or cold.
We've had
We're done.
Love it.
I'm done with that.
Over it. I'm really over it. I'm ready to stand on a boat and make some casts.
Oh, I'm ready to go.
Yeah.
Like next week. Guys, we're ice fishing here.
Yep, same. Yep. Yeah, it's wild. All right, buddy. We'll talk to you. Appreciate you.
Yeah, man. Have a good night, guys.
All right. Peace.
All right. That was awesome talking to Trey again. Honestly, like really real talk. That's exactly what I wanted. I just wanted a dude
Yeah.
who knows his stuff inside and out to just barf some knowledge, you know?
Yeah, no, and he has a ton of it, like, 16 plus years of experience, cleaning and maintaining reels, and then, getting into the, distribution of parts and upgrades, and man, yeah, he knows the stuff for
It's
sure.
stuff, but he also says it in a way that is like relatable. You know, it's real.
Yeah, yeah.
What now? What are you do with the what? Like he like that last little bit when I said give us a simple breakdown of cleaning and lubing a reel. Anybody could follow that. Put a drop here, put a drop there, clean off the worm gear with like a Q-tip or something, or simple green. Don't use crazy chemicals. Don't over loop. Like that was great. And then even hearing him
Yeah.
talk about the bearing thing, the difference between the reels out there and why, like if I don't know, if Tom Brady told me why he thinks these cleats are better than those cleats because of his resume, I would have to probably, even if I'm not a Tom Brady fan, I'd have to lean in a little bit and be like, well, I should probably listen. Trey is the dude when it comes to, I mean, you heard him. Elite Series pros send him their reels. Got $20,000 worth of reels at a time to clean and lube and customize and upgrade. I kind of need to listen when he gives tips about real stuff.
Yeah, no, for sure. When 80% of your clientele base is returning customers, and not just returning, but yearly returning customers, like
Yeah.
he's doing something right.
He's
Like
doing
he's got to figure it out. Yeah.
Yeah, you got to listen to it. You have to listen to it. So make sure you guys hit him up on social. TH Custom, and custom is spelled KUSTOM. And then his website is TH Customs, plural, THKUSTOMS.com. And then, like he said, you can find that Omega stuff on Omega's website, on Tackle Warehouse. Some of those designs that he's come up with and helped develop are really cool and really obviously for fishermen, by fishermen. From a guy who's clearly passionate about it. Nate, what else you got to say?
Yeah, no. Like I said, he's the man. I'm can't really see, but this is his business card, as well as some old bearings from the couple of reels that I had that's work done to, and man, he simple, easy to talk to, like you said, relatable, is going to put stuff in terms that you can understand. Like I had an issue with another older loose reel, and he kind of walked me through that and told me exactly what it was, and turns out it was exactly what he said yet again. So yeah, if you have any issues with reels or just want to make your reels better,
Yeah.
hit the dude up.
Yeah, hit him up. Why wouldn't you?
Yeah.
It's worth, and really, like he said, one thing I thought was really helpful too was the idea of like what to get if you're just getting into bait casting. You don't want to get something so bottom dollar, like cheap, that you're just going to end up being frustrated by it. Get something decent, or get something and send it to him. Let him kind of juice it up a little bit. So the first time you go out with your son or with your buddy or with your whoever that isn't really into bait casting yet, when they try it, they're going to enjoy themselves, and it's going to be more successful, more fun. And I mean, really, that's what it's all about. So until the next one, we appreciate everybody for listening. And remember, always, no matter what it is, whether you're working on a reel or you're changing jobs or you're a dad or you're making some tacos or the workplace, I don't care, ice fishing, or you look at the forecast and it's negative 10,000, life is better. Positivity is worth the effort. We will catch you on the next one.
Peace.
Bye-bye. Thank you, guys.